What you doing, James?
Oh, hi. I'm James with the Brains Report. Hi, honey. I am trying to help our kid beat the heat. It's pushing 90 today with 80% humidity, and I've got this portable air conditioner, the EcoFlow Wave 3, and so I am gonna hook that up to this to kind of keep them cool, keep them from maybe, I don't know, expiring due to exposure. So first of all, I have tested 12 portable, or more than a dozen portable air conditioners, and this one is unlike any other I've tested because it's battery powered. It's got a battery on the bottom here which you can remove. Yeah, and you can also buy it separately, but I wanted to use it to kind of show you how it sets up. It's designed for camping or boats or RVs or wherever you may be going. Putting the hoses on is a little tricky. There we go. The hoses are necessary because it vents the heat out and draws air in to equalize the pressure so that hot air doesn't fill the void and make you hot again. What have we got here? Yeah, these kind of are tricky. I think I have it upside down. I always have to get it wrong a couple times before it works, but it eventually works. Thanks for being patient. So this whole thing, you saw me carrying it with the battery attached. It weighs about, I keep struggling with this, but it weighs about 60 pounds, and 21 pounds of that is the battery. So you could conceivably carry them separately. Stop laughing. This is a good indication of how hard it is to, once you have it on though, it's easy. But yeah, why is it not fitting? Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can use this with the unit either inside the thing you're trying to cool or outside. I recommend using it on the outside if possible because less of the heat ends up inside there. You change the configuration if it's inside. So this hose would go up there, this would attach to the back. It's kind of cool. So yeah, setup is easy depending on where you're using it. If you're using it inside a house, like attaching it to a window, you have to create your own window slider to attach these to. And you can kind of see I have some duct tape here to attach it to a window slider I already had. If you're handy, you could probably create like something out of styrofoam or wood. But since we're outside, we're just going to do the best we can. Just going to set them up here. And it extends a good amount. And in the past we've used this, and this has been enough to keep the kids somewhat cool. But if we were to do a longer term solution, we'd create like some sort of blockage there to keep the heat leak from happening. Yeah, let's turn it on.
Wait, don't you need to plug it in?
No, I already said it's battery powered. I charged the battery. You got the battery button here. And that turns it on. Turns on the battery at least. And you can also charge your devices there if you want to. And then you go up here and turn it on. I think I have to press the button down. If we were professionals, we would have tested this ahead of time, but you can change the seating. So this connects it. Right here you can plug in to charge the battery or to run it with AC power. and you can remove it by pressing down on there and just sliding it. You see it's unseated. I put it back on, and do this one more time. I'm not quite sure why it's not working for us. Well, we got to the bottom of our problem. I thought I had charged it and charged the battery, and I had not. The battery lasts for about 2 hours on high power, and it can last up to 8 hours when it's on lower power. And it charges pretty quickly though. Like, it charges in about 2 hours. Right now, since it's running and we're charging, it's saying 5 hours. But we can show you how it works with an AC adapter. It just plugs in like that. There you go. So in my testing, I do like a standardized test for all portable air conditioners, and that includes testing it in a 550 square foot room. This is not designed for that. In the 2 hours, it dropped the temperature about 1 degree. Whereas the best portable air conditioner dropped it by 3 degrees. But instead, this is made for areas up to 180 square feet. So we tried it in a 200 square foot room, and it did much better. It dropped the temperature by about 3 degrees. And that was with using it with the AC power. When you use it with battery power, it's closer to 4 degrees. It drops it in 2 hours. So a lot better performance, designed for small spaces, makes sense. It also runs incredibly quietly. I use a decibel meter about 6 feet from the device, and it's not going to give a good reading here because we have a lot of loud urban traffic. That's why you can hear me so well. New mics, wireless mics coming in the mail soon, so stay tuned. What else? Battery, yeah, I was impressed by how quietly it operates. It's like if you're watching shows or something in the room, you're going to be able to hear the shows just fine. And it's definitely quieter than city traffic. I also measure the, yeah.
Is it quieter? I can't tell.
Just a little. I also measure the air quality in the room while it's running, and this does a surprisingly good job of improving the air quality. So that's cool. Let's talk about the app. The app is pretty awesome. I prefer controlling it with the app over the on unit controls. You can adjust the temperature, you can set a schedule, you can see how much power it's consuming, how fast it's charging. It also has this cool setting where if you have it set up in your car, if the temperature inside the car gets over 77 degrees, it will trigger it to turn on. And that way, like if you have a pet in there, it'll make sure that it doesn't overheat the pet, and your pet will live instead of having a dog roast or something like that. The heating on this is just so-so. It does have heating capabilities. It has dehumidifying capabilities. And I think it increased the room's temperature, the 200 square feet, by about 3 degrees in 2 hours, which isn't the best, especially at this price point. Also, the app tells you when you need to empty the water when you're dehumidifying. And there's a hose that you attach. It goes right here, and the water comes out of there. You press the water release button, and it comes streaming out with the hose that comes with it. So yeah, that's how it works. And this doesn't stay on the best. There we go. So yeah, there are definitely some negatives with this. It's a pricey thing. If you were just to buy the unit, it retails for $1,300. It's often marked down to $900 though. If you were to buy it with the battery, it's $2,200, but it's marked down to $1,400 a lot of the time. And if you were to get a 220 watt solar panel, so you could charge this with a solar panel. That would be $2,900, and right now it's marked down to $1,850. Like I said, it's like nothing else I've tested. The alternatives I would recommend would be the Zero Breeze Mark III. That's going to cost you a little bit more and doesn't have the same versatility, but it is a little bit lighter. And another option is to just use a generator and use like a traditional portable air conditioner. That may be easier for your situation. It depends on your situation though. So yeah, this might be worth getting for people who camp a lot. It works with cars, it works with tents, may work with people with RVs, and it might also be a good option for boaters. You can use it on your catamaran or your dinghy, any of those types of ships. So yeah, that's the EcoFlow Wave 3. I kind of flew through it. I've done a lot of testing. If there's something I missed, please leave a comment below and I'm happy to fill you in. Yeah, and check out the notes for links to everything, where to buy it, where to get the best deals. In the meantime, stay cool.